Hello everyone. This is my first video of tips for practicing and creating a musical household with your child. So I've got a bunch of questions from parents who say, my kids won't let me sing to them. They always put their hands over their ears, they don't want to hear it, and so I have a couple of tips for that. And the first thing that I do want to say, though, is that it is likely a phase. I did have a sister who used to do that when she was little, and now at Christmas we get together and sing Renaissance Polyphony for fun. So of course kids do get over it, but part of the way that they can be helped to get over it is if you create a musical household for them where singing is really expected and it's also kind of an everyday regular occurrence that is kind of just as important as talking. So a couple of tips. The first one is when to sing, and I just said frequently, and by frequently I mean daily or more often than that. I have a son who is almost 7, and I have sung to him every single day of his life. You might wonder how that's possible, and that's actually because rather than setting aside a special time to sing, I just integrate singing into sort of our everyday routine. So if it's raining outside, we might sing, "Rain, rain, go away." Or if it's not raining, I might go, "It ain't gonna rain no more, no more, it ain't gonna rain no more," right? Or if I'm putting the kettle on, I'll go, "Polly, put the kettle on." So I'm just integrating these little ditties throughout the day as part of it. And another way that you can do that actually is just by singing not songs that exist, but just making up songs about whatever you're doing. We're going to the bathroom, let's wash our hands. And of course, kids are actually much more likely to listen to you sometimes if you come up with a little song for something. That's why every daycare that I can think of has a little cleaning up song that they sing. They're not all the same, but they often work. And I even came up with one for Carl when he was little. We went, "Putting stuff away, putting stuff away. Carl is really cool because he puts his stuff away." You'll notice the subtle coercion and peer pressure in that song. Now, if you're not sure what notes to sing, the songs that I just sang for you all use something called a cuckoo's third, which is an interval like this. La la. And you can hear kids on the playground in almost every country singing la 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 la. That's one of the first things that's easy for a child to sing, and they will listen to you if you use those notes. So start singing with your cuckoo's third just throughout the day at random instead of talking, and they will start to get used to your voice. What to sing? Well, as you've just heard, you can actually sing absolutely anything, including singing about lunch and whatever. But there's a couple other important things to note. It's good to have a little arsenal of age-appropriate songs. I'm talking folk songs, nursery rhymes, that kind of thing. I've got 1,000 of them running through my head all the time. This channel here, Thunder Bay Conservatory of Music, is currently doing a Sing to Your Children Advent Challenge. So you'll have one Christmas carol for each day of Advent. And in February, I'm actually going to do a folk song one. So you'll have a new folk song for every day in February. So you can always check this channel to develop your arsenal of random little kids songs. But it's very important, more important than almost anything else, that you sing stuff you like. So it doesn't matter if it's new or old stuff, but if you can't stand the song, your kid is going to tell. They can smell insincerity, so you should never sing a song to your kid that you just think would be educational, but you're not really into it. And I kind of feel the same way about books. Honestly, I always refused to read books that I found boring, and that didn't mean that with a really little kid, I'll read an adult book, but it means that every children's book that I read, I have to find some kind of joy in it. It has to be interesting to me in some way, because they can tell if you're not into it, and they're going to mirror that by not being interested themselves. So make sure you sing stuff you like, no matter what it is. Also, usually, whatever city you're in, there's going to be baby classes of some kind that you can check out, ORF classes, Kodály classes. Kindermusik are just some examples of classes that you can take for young children that might increase the number of songs that you are able to just run through at random through the day. The Thunder Bay Conservatory of Music currently just has choral programs starting at 6, but who knows, that may change one day. And then how you sing is actually less important than these other things, than when and what. But a couple of tips about how you sing are important. You want to not do anything too fancy or intense with your voice. And so that means that if you are a trained singer and you have a lot of resonance, that's intended for a concert hall. And it's not intimate enough for an audience of 1 or 2. Also, if you have aspirations to become a pop singer and you use a lot of scooping or frying in your voice, that can be scary for a child because suddenly you're singing in a way that you don't speak. It doesn't sound like you anymore. So you want to make sure that you're using a fairly flat tone and very clear notes. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be in tune. I mean, you'll become more in tune as you sing more and more. But it does have to be not scary. So don't try anything fancy at the beginning. You want to make sure you're singing to their face. For a baby, you want to actually sing very close to their face because they love looking at faces, and that's, their favorite thing. For an older child, you want to be a little further away because they don't want you all up in their grill. But you still want to make sure that you're singing with an animated or dramatic face. So you'll notice earlier when I sang It Ain't Gonna Rain, I didn't sort of puff myself up and go, it ain't gonna rain no more, no more. And often I find, because people are uncomfortable with singing, they will do that. They will kind of develop a formal manner, but you want to make sure that there's drama in your face so it feels like talking for them. So, it ain't gonna rain no more, no more is what they want. So try those tips and see if that helps conquer your resistant to sing child. Thanks.